Welcome to this Sunday, February 22nd, 2026 Masters Pirate Party News. Sorry we've only had one episode this year. We're trying to do them more frequently. We had some editing issues, but that seems to be resolved. And so my name is James O'Keefe. I'm chair of the Massachusetts Pirate Party. I'm joined today by Steve Revelak, who is our first officer. How are you, Steve?
Good evening, Jamie. Doing well.
I'm glad to hear that. So just for folks, our previous episode has some public domain music and talks about a variety of issues. So if you're interested in going to listen to that, by all means, there'll be a link in the description and you can check it out. Today, we have a small number of stories today. We'll get to the major reason why that is, but there's a couple of upcoming events that we have. On the 1st of March will be our every 2-week member meeting from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And all supporters are encouraged to attend. On the 4th, we are one of the sponsors for the Black Responses Community Dinner and ShotSpotter presentation, which will be at the Cambridge Community Center, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Gotta correct that. March 4th, that'll be at 5 Callender Street, Cambridge, which is not a long walk from the Central Square Red Line MBTA stop. And then finally, currently on the 22nd of March, there will be a Cambridge Somerville Pirate meetup at Zaruma Coffee, Gold Coffee, 37 Woodbine Street, Somerville, Massachusetts. We've had a bunch of those the last 2 months, and hopefully we'll continue doing those if there's interest, or we can try online, whatever folks are interested in. So those are upcoming events. Additionally, on the 27th will be the when ballots are due back for our Pirate Council elections. Those went out over a week ago, and so if you got your ballot in the email, by all means, fill it out and send it back. We do have a bunch of positions that are open, so if you're interested in even beyond the ones that have candidates running for them, so if that's something you'd be interested in helping with and leading in one of the many positions that we have open, by all means, contact us at info@masspirates.org, and we'd love to have your help. So with that, and just one other thing, so next week, well, sorry, I already mentioned it. Never mind. All right.
You can mention again what's happening next week, Jamie.
Next week is our member meeting where our members are encouraged to attend. It's all online, so it's very easy to participate. And it's all open source software and hosted by our friends at Agaric. So, it's we encourage people to show up for that. The first topic that we were going to discuss was apparently New Hampshire. They just don't have enough things to do. They've decided they're going to ban leftist indoctrination and teaching LGBTQ plus in public schools. And there's this thing called the First Amendment. You would think it would apply. At least I do. What do you think, Steve?
Well, one of their in the New Hampshire Bulletin's coverage of this, they mentioned one representative noting that, we tried to do, the House passed a similar bill a couple of years ago, and all we got out of it were expensive lawsuits. I mean, it's interesting. So I guess in 2021, the state tried to pass something that, they called it the Divisive Concepts Law, which, you basically said you can't, it was a restriction on what teachers were allowed to teach. So you can't, apparently you can't teach anything that's controversial. You can't create anything that, would, that might be, you can't touch divisive topics, whatever, divisive means. There's, that's for the courts to decide, I guess. Apparently, it also would prevent teachers from engaging in quote unquote the pedagogy, praxis, or inculcation of certain worldviews. It prohibits the teachings that the Constitution and American societal structures, that could be which could be considered inherently illegitimate or designed to perpetuate oppression.
I mean, 3/5 of a person. All we have to do is go back to that.
Yeah, I mean,
rebellion, perhaps. I don't know.
I guess there are. They seem to be trying to. Basically, they don't want teachers. It seems like there is a portion of the legislature, that's the New Hampshire legislature, saying that this is a set of topics that we're not comfortable with, and we do not want teachers. We don't want people talking about them. That's about all I could sum it up. One of the opponents criticized the bill. Basically, his phrasing was, "I'm not going to replace left woke with right woke," and that's exactly what this bill does. Okay, well, New Hampshire, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, live free or die, I guess, right? Except they're not too much into that live free thing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
I mean, New Hampshire is sort of an interesting. There are some interesting New Hampshire stories, especially when you get into the area of libertarianism. Google New Hampshire libertarians and bears, for example. Yeah, but so there you
right
have
to
it.
arm bears.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's interesting is it did pass 184 to 164, where 4 Republicans flipped and joined the Democrats. I mean, if they've already had one of these bills and all it resulted in was lawsuits, you'd think that they would learn their lesson. I mean, I grew up in Boston, where they came up with the saying "banned in Boston." So free speech has had a long history of being optional in Boston. Unfortunately, I mean, we did have a bunch of people who were 1775 or earlier shot down. For expressing their First Amendment rights. So by those
1775, we didn't quite have the First Amendment yet, but I get your point.
Agreed. Okay. I'm just saying, we've got certain Boston has a long history on both sides of that. Hopefully we've learned our lesson finally after 250 years. Maybe eventually New Hampshire will learn their lesson too. I thought it was interesting. It's the Charlie Act, clearly aimed after Charlie Kirk, which is, he's not the most free, not the best free speech guy. He's like, free speech for me and not for thee. So I guess that's really what they want. So you brought up the topic of, we have a few flakes that are coming our way.
We got a wicked pissa blizzard coming our way. No, so according to the National Weather Service, the greater Boston area, the area around Logan, we're looking at, basically 10 to 25 inches between now and when this winds down Sunday or Monday evening. The high end of that could possibly be 30. Southeastern Massachusetts, like Taunton, could get as much as 37. That's sort of like the top 10 percentile range. It's a lot of snow. It just about, when was the last big storm? Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it was about 3 weeks ago. Feels about
3 weeks ago. And that was, the number 8 storm in Boston for snowfall. And we're getting something, that's basically a little larger. So 2 top 10 storms within the month of February 2026. I guess we're not as bad as 2015 when we had 110 inches of snow in the winter. If folks remember the little parody song, "These Are Grounds for Violence," or "This is Grounds for Violence," sung to the to the melody of Sounds of Silence, but it was basically, somebody in Boston who was just frustrated with all the damn snow. So we're now in the era of parking bans. I guess Rhode Island has put a non-essential travel ban in place. Our governor is asking people to stay off the roads. This is good. Please let the plow drivers do their stuff. They're going to have a long day ahead of them. Hopefully everybody's power stays on. If that happens, I'll be fine. I can dig out. Just leave the power on.
Yeah, I mean, my son's school is going remote tomorrow. Joe told me that Lowell is banning street parking. Somerville, of course, bans half of the street parking. We alternate sides of streets. Yeah, I mean, I had to shovel out a space for myself yesterday because of the lack of parking spots, and there was there were maybe 2/3 of a parking space available, so I had to remove the snow for the other 1/3 so I could get my car in.
So looking at the National Weather Service's probabilistic models, this is actually a cool thing that the National Weather Service gives you. But I think some of the ranges are a little crazy, like Provincetown. So their range, the middle two quartiles, right? So the 25 to 75 percentile range, is 3 to 22 inches. That's a spread.
Oh man.
Oh well, okay. I take that back. Nantucket is 1 to 17, so I guess that could go either way as well.
Nice. Well, we certainly hope that everyone out there stays nice and warm, and as Steve said, has power. I also want to mention that, and I didn't say as much, but the New Hampshire Bulletin, where we got the story from New Hampshire, is a Creative Commons. Their stories are Creative Commons, so we want to completely support that instead of just locking it down under copyright. You have so many other choices in terms of how letting people share it or letting people use it to create their own works, as we are doing now. So by all means, take a look at them, and there'll be links to all of these in the description below. So thank you, Steve, for joining me at this Pirate News. And thanks for folks who are watching this. We hope you found it informative. We're aiming for every 2 weeks, alternating between our meetings and Pirate News. If you're interested in helping us produce these or participate in them, by all means, send us email at info@masspirates.org. You can always find us at masspirates.org, and we'd love to talk with you in the future at one of our upcoming events. Certainly for folks in the greater Cambridge area, come out to the Black Responses meeting about ShotSpotter. They're also going to be going door to door on that, and I know we've shared that information with folks on our mailing list. So if you're interested in that, you can send us email at info@masspirates.org, or just go to masspirates.org and sign up for our email list. So take care, have a wonderful, warm Monday, and may everything be well with you. Bye.